Hey, good morning, guys. I am Cliffy the Great, and this is gonna start my two-part series of hashtag relationship fails. Um, what I'll be talking about is I'll be giving you guys a two-part series on why men can't find good women, and then why women can't find good men, and I may have solutions to both. We'll see if you agree or disagree. Either way, leave your comments, what I may have left out, how you feel on my take of things, and also subscribe to the channel. Make sure you watch all my other videos, and also check me out on Snapchat under the same name, Cliffy the Great, and my Instagram is also Cliffy the Great as well. It'll be at the bottom in this whatever you want to call it, description area. Now, I'll try to make these relatively short because, quite honestly, I think they're relatively simple reasons, but one side's gonna be more complex for the reasonings on why, and one's gonna have lesser solutions. We'll see which one you figure out is which. Why men can't find good women? Um, Honestly, why men can't find good women? There's a few different reasons for that, and I believe that they're gonna be interesting and complex in answers. For starters, if you look at how men are being raised in society today, I think that plays a huge role in why they cannot get the women that they want and deserve. Because men are being raised with a simple, with a confusing paradox. Men are being raised to grow up and treat women a certain type of gentleman like manner. We're taught to always respect women. Women are never wrong. You can't question them. You have to treat them with quote unquote kid gloves. You have to equivalent. You have to basically treat them like children. Only they have extra entitlements. You have to give up something in order to be, with the girl. You always have to do this, and this in order to get the girl. You always have to have a certain amount of something in order to get the girl. And as guys, when we actually grow up into adulthood, we find that society is completely reversed. We find out that women are being raised to not need us, but we're raised to need them. We are raised to never question women. And I think that's kind of I think that's kind of bad. I think that's kind of bad because, you know, then the male also bears the responsibility for everything that goes wrong, but gets almost none of the credit when it goes right. You also look into the aspect of how when you're growing up in society now, there's a lot more single parent homes, and when you're raising a bunch of men by predominantly women, it also you're also feminizing men. You're making men more feminine, to where they're lacking some of that masculinity. And plus, when we penalize men for exactly that, being masculine, then the alternative is to be more feminine. That's why there is a lot of feminized straight men. There's a lot more gay men. There A lot less men are taking the harder working jobs. A lot of men kind of walk around on eggshells, so to speak, when it comes to men finding a good woman. On top of that, I believe that men's standards are way too low in us getting a good woman. Now, here's the reason why I say this. The reason why I say this is because we don't require much from women. Women require way too much from us, and there needs to be an equal balance. I think how these issues get fixed is, for one, I believe we as men, we need to raise our standards. Meaning that we cannot ask for from a female that we are not willing to do ourselves. Meaning that you want a woman to look a certain way, you want her to have this, you want her to have great boobs, a nice little stomach, she has to have nice hips and nice ass, nice legs. Well, you as a guy should also be in the gym as well, trying to tighten yourself up. Because sometimes what we as guys need to realize, we got to tighten up a little bit too, in order to get the girl. I think we as guys need to become more intelligent in the fact that women are voice and not coin operated. Contrary to popular belief, you do not need to buy your woman. All you need is your mouthpiece and your actions to follow what you say. That is it. You buying a woman is the same reason why a woman will leave you. That's why some guys have adopted the mentality the only difference between you and the next man is the next man may have more money. That is very true. But it's that same mentality that have a lot of women fucked up. But men, buying women is not going to get you the woman you want unless she's a mail order bride. Reason being is that when you grow up in an era when they're telling you on radio it ain't tricking if you got it, yes it is. Because you're buying a woman's attention. You shouldn't have to buy something that is for free. Just like guys. There's this whole movement with us not sticking to the male code when it comes to certain things. Guys, when you get ready to go somewhere, when you want to go get the girl, you put on some fresh clothing. You keep yourself up to par. You need to make yourself intelligent because you have to realize that there are more women in college than men. And a lot of women want to be stimulated as much physically as they do with their intellect. And if you intellectually are not up to par, then more times than not, you're not sexually up to par either. You're not going to be emotionally up to par. You're not going to be spiritually up to par. So in some degree, as men, we need to stimulate our brains more too. Guys, we also need to learn how to date different types of women. And see, this is a problem because we and women have one thing in common. We like dating the same specific type of person. But the problem is that same specific type is what's getting you fucked up. You need to broaden your horizons a little bit. You need to broaden out the taste. If you're a guy that only dates blondes that are 5'4", 140 pounds, maybe you need to date a brunette who's 5'8" and 170 pounds. Maybe you need to go date a black woman. Maybe you need to date an Amazon. Maybe you got to broaden up your horizon. We as guys, we need to make sure that some of the things that we're requiring are in order. That doesn't mean that you have to have all the materialistic things to attract a woman, because that's where you're wrong. Materialistics for us is not as important as it is for women. But guys, if you're trying to stress yourself, trying to get that nice looking car, trying to get that better looking apartment, trying to get the nicer clothes, trying to get all this jewelry, trying to impress the woman, you're going to fail. Another thing that's going to help you in failure is the simple fact that you are chasing women who want to be chased. If there is not an equal energy, gentlemen, do not run after no woman. Do not run after. As a matter of fact, guys, you shouldn't have to be running after any woman, because women outnumber you on the planet 3-1. The women should be running after you. I'm not saying we as gentlemen shouldn't put in any effort. What I'm saying is that we're the ones that are outnumbered when it comes to the male to female ratio. Therefore, it's in our favor. You don't need to pull out your wallet just to get a date. You don't need to pull out your wallet just to get some pussy. All you need is this and a good mouthpiece. Some of the ugliest men who walk the face of the earth have the best looking women. There's reason for that. Because they're smart up here and they got a mouthpiece to it that is attached to it. And they got strong hearts. Guys, we also should not be afraid of loving our woman in front of people. Here's the reason why. Because we understand that there are other guys hitting up our women on a normal basis. This is a reality, and any woman that tells you that they're not is lying to your face. But we should be able to show our women that, hey, look, we love you and we respect you. But guys, do not also put up with their shit. We as guys put up with too much bullshit when it comes to dating. Way too much bullshit that women are not going to put up with. So guys, think about this. Do you think women would put up with you if there were more single men that were parents? No. Because they're not worth the time. So if you're a guy and doesn't have kids, do not date a woman who has kids. You need to date a woman who does not have kids. Therefore, you can create your own legacy and not living in somebody else's. And that goes the same for either way. But what I'm also saying is that as guys, we need to make sure that we, in any type of relationship involving women, put our foot down as men and let our women know that I am the man of this relationship, not you. There are some things you are going to have to yield to because I am the man in this relationship. That does not mean that you need to be completely submissive women. But what that means is that you're recognizing who is the leader. It is a man's natural ability to lead. We as men need to make sure that if we're going to be in relationships with women that have children, that we treat the children the exact same that we treat the woman. We as guys need to also recognize that when it comes to the dating aspect of things, and when you get in a relationship, there are certain things you're going to have to deal with. There are certain things you should not put up with. Guys, for example, if you work all day long and your woman is home before you, when you come home, you should have a clean house. There should be some food waiting for you. And no matter how tired you or your woman is, she should be giving you love on a normal and daily basis. Relationships last longer when those things happen. Because ladies, let me clue you in on something. A guy does not want to come home to a house that he has to clean up after working hard. Not saying that you as the woman don't work hard, but it is also your natural ability to be the nurturer, not to be the man. So when people do their jobs correctly, it makes the man happy. Because the saying that the happy wife means a happy life, that is so far from the truth. Because that man is dying on the inside at all the work that he has to do to keep that person happy, knowing that he himself is not, because he's putting in all this effort. Guys, when you're putting in all this effort just to get a piece of pussy, that you can put in less effort with somebody else who's gonna give you this, who's gonna give you the same energy you give. Stop wasting your energy chasing after shit that's not going to give you the same energy because you think it's a challenge. If you want a challenge, go jump off the Empire State Bridge, climb Mount Everest, swim the Atlantic Ocean. Those are challenges. Last thing, we as guys, when it comes to why we can't find good women, a lot of it has to do with how we perceive ourselves in front of women. If we perceive ourselves as this baller type, and when a woman gets around us and we really not balling, there's a problem. If we display ourselves as this loving, nice, overly nice, over-the-top nice guy who will give you the shirt off your back, and you're like Ike Turner in the background, there's a problem. One thing that should be asked of both sexes, men, whatever you portray on social media should be the real you. Point blank, period. And fellas, be honest with your women. Because I do know the saying that holds some truth that, you lie to your woman because you care about how she feels, but you tell the hoes the truth because you don't give a fuck about them. There's some sort of truth to that. But man, from day one, always keep that honesty and that realness with your woman, because in the end, she has to respect it in the end when you are real with her. And if she doesn't, then she's not what she wants. It's just that simple. Guys, very few things we gotta fix, man. But one thing we have to start doing is taking back the fact that we should no longer be penalized for being men. And we need to stop trying to allow women to do our job in the relationship. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I missed something. Maybe I have, maybe I didn't, you never know. But part 2 is about to come up. My name is Cliffy the Great. And always know, guys, there are 4 corners. There's one world. And it is our job to take care of it. You guys have a great day.